Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Harakakadash. The one of the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that roll well. And Shalom to the brothers doing the work of sincerity and truth. Um, I just flicked it on. When I saw like breaking news. Yeah, literally a minute ago. Fucking hell. Okay. You know what? Okay, let's read this one. So it says Credit Suisse to borrow up to $54 billion from Swiss National. So they're fucked. A covered loan facility and short-term liquidity facility. Okay. So yeah. So Credit Suisse to borrow up to 54. So these men are fucked. So as Credit Suisse announced it will be borrowing up to 50 billion Swiss francs from the Swiss National Bank under a covered loan facility and a short-term liquidity facility. The steps will support Credit Suisse's core businesses and clients as Credit Suisse takes necessary steps to create a simpler or more focused bank built around client needs, the company said in an announcement. In addition, the bank is making a cash tender offer in relation to 10 US dollar nominated senior debt securities. So I don't know what that means on the end bit. I'm assuming so they're gonna what? They're making a cash offer. So what, are they selling it or are they buying it? For an aggregate consider okay, yeah, I think they're selling it. But what it sounds like is because okay, so this is what I was gonna read originally before I just saw that. So okay, because I saw this and I was like, yeah, that's kind of funny. So it says Swiss National Bank says it will provide Credit Suisse with liquidity if necessary, and considering they just did that, there was a national bank in it, yeah, from Swiss National Bank. So yeah, so because this that makes this even funnier. That actually makes this hilarious. So it says a statement from Swiss Financial Supervisory Authority and the SNB said that Credit Suisse meets the capital and liquidity requirements imposed on systemically important banks, and that the central bank will step in if the situation changes. So this is 3 hours ago. That shit was being said. Um, and now they've stepped in. So they know way in hell that much change in 3 hours. So they were fucked from before. Um, and it's more or less them just trying to talk about like they're not getting completely demolished. It's funny still. That is hella funny. The Swiss National Bank said Wednesday that Credit Suisse is currently well capitalized and that the central bank will provide additional liquidity if necessary, as regulators on both sides of the Atlantic try to calm fears of a spreading crisis. So what I want to know is how much do they have? Because if they just borrowed 50, they just borrowed 50 billion. I didn't even go for me. Um, So as a statement from the Swiss Financial Market Supervisory Authority and S&P said Credit Suisse meets the capital and liquidity requirements imposed on systemically important banks, and the central bank will step in if the situation changes. So I believe I did a video on these guys before, and they were looking shaky. I believe it was from when FTX went down, because there were hella people that lost money on hella money off FTX, and it was because it was so involved in the it was basically linking up with institutions. Um, that's why it was so thingy. Managed to get pushed as hard as it did. But then when it fell hard. And then, everyone was trying to act like they never even heard of FTX. So we'll see, because it looks like this is something similar is happening with this shit. But we'll see, because it depends on who the clients are. So the statement comes after the Swiss listed shares of Credit Suisse fell more than 20% on Monday. Oh Lord, nice, it's washed. So it says the listed shares of Credit Suisse fell more than 20% on Wednesday. The bank had previously delayed its annual report and said Tuesday that it found material weakness in its financial reporting in prior years. So basically, they've been talking shit for a minute. So it's however fucked they've been already, just from what they perceived. They're already fucked. But on top of that, now they're basically admitting to, like, doctoring numbers or what, shoddy bookkeeping. And it said what, additionally, the Saudi National Bank, which is Credit Suisse's biggest financial backer, said it could not provide additional capital to the company because of a regulatory issue. The Saudi bank's chairman did say that his group was happy with Credit Suisse's transformation plan and that the firm's financial position appeared strong. The American depository receipts of Credit Suisse pared their losses against the announcement from regulators to about 14% for the session. European markets had already closed for the day. So we're going to see tomorrow. That'll be interesting. I think we'll see in the morning how fucked it is. Because they were saying everything was fine. But then obviously there's hella BS. So the 54 billion, well, whatever, the 50 billion francs they're getting is meant to, it's meant to show them up. But it depends on if a run gets done. I feel like if they do a run, it's washed. And considering what just happened, because even the people that did get to do a run on what was it, Silicon Valley Bank, the shit was still done, like still toast, still hella washed. That's fucking funny. Read this. 1 Thessalonians 5:1, it says, "But of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night." So yeah, what we're witnessing is these things coming like a thief. But again, it's been, because it's like with the prior, or really since, like after, towards the end of the financial crash, essentially with the non-stop like low interest rates switching to like high interest rates, there's hella people that are borrowing money. It's the same thing as the financial crisis. You had in The Big Short, they go into it, how hella people were getting loans, people that could not were getting loans, they were getting mortgages, and there was people like getting mortgages on places where there would be like a fixed term for like 8 months, 9 months or whatever, to a year, something like that, where it would cost pennies, but then afterwards the price would go up and then that's when people would start defaulting. All the defaulting happened. It was a cascade effect. And again, it's like when the interest, becomes actual amounts you need to pay, that's when people start getting fucked. And now it's a similar situation, because interest rates have gone up, cost of things gone up, all these kinds of things. And it's like, depending on who the clientele is, because Silicon Valley Bank was what, startups, they needed the cash money. So because they needed the cash money, they had to the startups needed cash money. That resulted in Thingy getting fucked. And them man doing a run, and then they could only get like, some of them men had like 10 mil, might have 25 mil, might have had 30 mil up in there. Then they're only getting a quarter of a mil out of there. Fucking toast. Criminal. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. And yeah, that's this. These guys getting hit with that sudden destruction, because as far as for them, it's, these things are coming like a thief. It's all leading up to what? The end of this current system and the full implementation of the system of the beast, man. That mark, that charagma, basically being fully enacted. And that's where you can see this is going. When we see like, oh, okay, it's getting taken out. Like all the, the current banking system is being, the foundation's being shook up. Then, hey, you know where it's headed, man. But yeah, I'll leave it there. Shalom, shalom. Shalom.